Hello my minions, welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time, it's been quite a few months. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been in the US on storm chasing season again, and I only got back a little while ago. I've been just sort of catching up on things, and yeah, so that's been winter in Melbourne anyway. It's been crap. It is freezing at the moment. And yeah, I'm not really keen on being out in the shed or the dungeon, whatever you want to call it, working on a bike. But yeah, so why the hell am I looking at a Honda badge? Well, this is my new project bike. I don't think anyone can work out what it is, so we'll back up a bit and have a look. Honda VFR 800. This is a 1999 model. Probably the best one that they made, in my opinion anyway. Gear-driven cams. No catalytic converter, probably one of the lightest of the VFR 800s. I'd say it is the lightest of the VFR 800s, and I got it for a bargain price. I paid $5,000 for it on the road, which is, I mean, for anyone in the US it sounds like a lot, but in Australia that's nothing. It's a pittance. Yeah, so this is going to be my project bike. It needs a bit of work. Mechanically it actually runs pretty well. It's I've already ridden it briefly, but I haven't been really comfortable doing long distances on it, or getting out on a decent ride, because I don't know the condition of the bike service-wise. There's no logbook for it. It's only done 21,000 kilometers though for a bike of this age. That is ridiculous. And I had to look for a long time to find something with this sort of mileage in reasonable condition. These VFRs just get trashed. I've seen some really bad bikes that just, you wish someone would put them out of their misery, because they just don't get looked after at all. Yeah, so this bike it's in pretty good condition. I mean, there is some marks on the fairings from the previous owner. There's, some scratches and things I'm not overly happy about, but for $5,000 you can't ask for too much, I suppose. You can see some crap there. Probably the only part I am not happy about is that there is a dint in the tank, like right there. And I was looking at it like, what the hell, how did that dint get there? Because it's like a ripple in the tank. And I couldn't work it out for a while. And then I saw this, which is like a cruise control accessory. And it just so happens when I was turning it before, oh, would you look at that? What a rocket scientist. Whoever put that on. Yeah, so the tank's got a dent in it. Not happy. I actually think it happened when the dealer was dropping the bike off, to be honest, because I didn't see it when I was looking at it on the day. There's also a bit here. There's a slight crack in the fairing just there. I think we can see it. Probably just, yeah. So that's got to be fixed as well, and there's some scratches along the fairing on this side as well. But anyway, today's video is going to be sort of getting started on the bike. I mean, obviously I'm in a shed, I can't show you too much of it at the moment. I'm going to take it out for a ride and, give you a really good look around it in the sunlight and, explain everything to it. But first I need to do a bit of basic maintenance on the bike so I feel comfortable riding it with no issues. So if you look over here, we've got the basics to get started. So what are we looking at? New oil pan, because my one's all cracked and broken now. Castrol synthetic, full synthetic. Degreaser, wash and wax, citrus, Motol, the usuals. That's the chain clean, chain lube, which you've seen in my other videos. And this beast is for the single-sided swing arm, as you can see. So we can take the axle off at some point. It's not going to happen for a while, but I do want to do some stuff with it. I've never needed a 46mm socket in my life. Now I have a need for one. Yeah, the chain, not in the greatest condition. It really needs work. I want to pull everything off and just strip it down, and I don't know. I get a sort of weird satisfaction from restoring something that's, you know, this far gone and, you know, bringing it back to life again. The previous owner of this bike actually passed away, and this bike has been sitting neglected in a shed for quite some time. And, you know, it just sort of spoke to me a bit and decided to try and give it a second chance and bring it back. Yeah, so we're going to start off with just some basic maintenance. We're going to, you know, do an oil change, which I've never done on a bike with fairings before, so this should be good. You know, I'll cut in and out, showing you some bits and pieces on the bike as I take it apart. I may as well give you, like, future mods for the bike. What have I got planned for it? Well, the battery's actually brand new, because the bike had power issues from the start, and which was not surprising because the rectifiers fail on these bikes quite often due to wiring issues. So it's got a new battery. I'm going to put a lithium-ion one in anyway. I am going to replace the chain and sprockets at some point and probably change the gearing. I'm going to do braided lines on the bike eventually, but they are quite expensive for this bike. You're looking at $500-600 because there's like 12 lines that you've got to replace, because it's a combined braking system. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain. BMC air filter, we're going to do that. We're going to do some emissions removal stuff, so the PAIR system's going to be disabled. I think it's called a PAIR system. There's a couple of things in the intake that can be changed and disabled. This giant stonking thing is gone. I have an exhaust on the way. It didn't arrive for this video, unfortunately, so we'll just have to make do without it. But yeah, it's about 1/5 the size of that exhaust, so it should be interesting to see how much weight we shave off it. Coming back to it, this bike is heavy. I'm going to try and shave as much weight off it as I can. I'll probably ditch the center stand, ditch that exhaust, ditch the passenger pegs, ditch that stupid thing on the back of it, and try and lighten this bike up and bring it back a bit. And yeah, so it's going to be a pretty ongoing project. I don't know exactly how far I'm going to go with it. There are supercharger kits for this bike, but they're not in production anymore. But who knows, I might find one and decide to do it. I just wanted a bike with a bit of character. This has got character, believe it or not. It doesn't look like much, but this V4 engine is just ridiculous. I love it. I mean, I've always wanted a V4, but I didn't want an Aprilia. And Honda's the only other company I know of that make a V4 engine. So this was the next logical choice. But anyway, let's get started. All right, progress update 1. Fairings are off. Weren't too bad to get off. Pretty well thought out design. Nice big fasteners in most spots, but it did have a couple of little plastic fairing clips which are a prick to get off. They've definitely need replacing. There's the inner section. No real surprises yet. There was a screw, like a bolt holding the two fairings together at the bottom, but it was actually seemed stronger than what was originally there. So I'll probably stick with that, but it's a bit meh underneath. Needs a good clean. Gonna degrease it. See where we stand after we do that. So what we'll probably do is now we'll drag the bike outside, we'll hit it with some degreaser, let it sit, wash it, blow it out with compressed air, see how much we can actually get off, and then we'll proceed on. The oil filter, decided to listen to the community on this one, so we've got a car oil filter, not a bike oil filter. Hit focus ours. Come on, there we go. So this is a Mobil 1 M1110. If you compare it to the one that's on there, it'll be, I don't know if we can see it. It's hiding. It's a little bit bigger. More oil capacity. Not really the reason I chose it. Apparently it's got a better filter element in it, so we'll go with that. More as it happens. Update 2. I thought I better jump in quickly and do this because I completely forgot about it. Chain cover. Yeah, needs some love. The chain, of course, rear sprocket hub. Yeah, it needs a bit of work. Good cleanup. Can't really see in there. I'll get in there later and show you. But yeah, there's a lot of crap. Time to get started. Alright, another progress update. Citrus cleaner is on. Just waiting for it to do its thing. It's already starting to eat the crap out of all the build up and whatnot. So, yeah. Don't know how well it'll work. We're about to find out. But yeah, got it all up in the engine there. We'll see how it turns out. Bubbly. Alright, we're at day 2 now. Cleaning process is going quite well, as you can see. But during the process of cleaning the chain, not knowing what was there, I've decided that it's pretty much a write-off, as you can see there. There's quite a bit of surface rust. Feels a little bit tight in a few places. Doesn't look like it's ever been changed. It's done 21,000 kilometers again. Rear sprocket also not looking that great. It looks like someone just put lithium grease on it or something, and it's just an absolute prick to get off. And this front sprocket here, the splines on it have started to chew out a little bit, and they're not meshing with the actual shaft, so they sort of moved off to the left a little bit. So yeah, I'm just going to write off the chain. I'm going to chuck the whole thing away and put a new kit on. I might actually go to a 520 chain, try and take some weight off this beast. In another note, I also took the clutch slave off to have a look, and that is what came out of it. I don't know if you can sort of see it on camera, but it is shit. It's got a lot of crap in there. It's like a milky colour. Should not be that colour. A lot of water. Hoping the bore isn't seized. It seemed pretty loose, but I noticed the clutch was quite heavy on the bike compared to another VFR I tried. So we're going to have to bleed the hell out of that. So yeah, it's a bit of a process. But I've cleaned up all in there. Swing arm's pretty much done. Once I get the chain off, I'm actually going to go over it again. I'm going to take the sprocket. I'm going to just chuck everything away, and then I can finish cleaning it and then put all new stuff on it. There was a lot of tar and build up inside, and there's still, this grease is everywhere. I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can adjust it a bit. There's just tons of crap. So we're going to clean it all up, and we will be back again soon. Alright, I'm all done for the time being. Things didn't go to plan, as they say. Basically, I ended up ditching the chain, as I said. There's just no point using it. I wasn't happy with it, so I took the whole thing off. I've ditched the sprockets, but it gave me a really good chance to clean up the swing arm, which took hours. The grease was just ridiculous. It was everywhere. I swear it was axle grease or something mixed in with lithium grease. The clutch slave, I'm going to have a look at that a bit further. May have to rebuild it, may just need fluid change and whatnot. Bike still runs happily, obviously. It still has trouble starting when it's cold, but I've got new spark plugs on the way for that, so That could be what's causing it. A hell of a work in progress. It's one of those jobs I wish I never started almost. It's it's going to be time consuming, that's for sure, but I'll keep doing these videos just a step by step as I go with the bike to see where I end up with it. Just an overview, I reckon I'm going to go with a 520 chain conversion kit on this, try and lighten up the drive line a little bit. They do make kits that are rated for it. I don't ride it very much, so it's not a commuting bike or anything like that. So yeah, I'll do all the sprockets and everything. Once that's back on, then I will do the slave cylinder, because you have to take the sprocket cover off again, and I don't want to have to bleed it all again. It's just a pain. It just goes around in circles. Everything sort of links to something else, and before you know it, you're just up to your neck in crap, just hanging off the bike. The rear brake, I'm not too happy with at the moment. I need to have a closer look at that. I think it might be seized or something along those lines, because I'm having a lot of trouble turning the rear tyre. I thought it was just because it was a heavy bike pushing it around, but when I had it on the rear stand, it wasn't really playing ball. It was quite stiff. Could barely turn it by hand. So yeah, we'll look at that as well. But yeah, there's a bit of a close-up of everything. You can see how clean I got it. I spent hours and hours and hours. But I love this single-sided swing arm. I really wanted to put a lot of time into it to bring it back to life again. Money shot. Anyway, I will be back with another video. So I just got to go and order some parts. Hopefully they'll be here by the end of the week. I'll do the levers as well. I'm going to get some STR levers for the bike, and then we can sort of overhaul everything at the same time. Anyway, I will be back soon.